Hey guys, we're out today on a new piece of public ground. It is May the 13th. Temperatures finally broke into the warmer side today. It had been just unseasonably cold the last several weeks, and yeah, today is finally a nice day up into the 70s. So we're gonna take advantage of that and do a little bit of spring scouting here on this piece of public ground. There's a lot of marsh ground here, which is something that's pretty new to me and kind of intriguing. I'm a big Dan Infalt fan, so we're gonna kind of get in here and hunting beast style scout this. We're gonna walk the transition lines from the cattails to the thick woods behind the cattails and just look for buck bedding sign, basically see if we can find any buck beds on the transition lines and just see what we see. This is kind of a hard spot to get into from what I've seen the last couple weeks. Anytime there's a rain, it's pretty flooded around here, which should keep other people out, I would hope. So yeah, gonna scout this out for the fall today, see if there's anything worth coming back for. Just kind of walking through these cattails and tall grass here, hoping I don't sink up to my waist. Looking for things like human sign, tree stands, bright eyes in trees, things like that. Looks like a lot of nice trees in here to climb. A lot of dead ash trees in here. Some still living though. So I just came across a really nice looking trail here. It's pretty well beaten down. There's some really nice sized tracks here. This trail is leading straight down to the edge of the cattails. We're in the timber now, leading straight down to the edge of the cattails. One of the things that Dan says is to look along the transition line between the woods and the marsh, the cattails. So we're gonna see if this trail here is in fact maybe an entrance or an exit route to and from a bed. So take a look. Whew, that's deep. Just make some mental notes here. This water's already halfway up to my knees, and it probably hasn't rained in a week or so. So this is later on in October or the fall, September even. We've been getting some heavy rains. Might need some waders back here. I haven't found any ground that's super soft yet. Nothing that I've sank into very far, but haven't really got out into the nasty stuff either. I'd like to check some of those lone trees out in the cattails. See if there's any bedding there also, so we'll try to make our way out there. Okay, so this is kind of exactly what I was looking for. This is a really well-defined trail here in the tall grass leading out to that lone tree out in the cattails out there. So let's go check it out. Hopefully there should be a buck bed underneath that tree. So here we are underneath that tree. Looks like there may have been a bed here at one point. I think the water level might just be too high. Maybe in the wintertime when the water levels go down a little bit, there was a bed here, but you can definitely see a clear spot in the grass and the cattails where looks like something was there. So this looks like another spot right here on the edge of the cattails. You got a big dead tree here. Looks like an ash maybe. And same thing, old bed right here. I don't know if they still use this. Got some water in it now, but like I said before, the water levels might just be a little bit up. So here we are now underneath that small tree out in the middle of the cattails here, and there's a definite bed here. It's pretty well worn down. The grass is all matted down around it. Looks like something's using this pretty often. Just being out here in these cattails, you can really see why deer want to bed out here. I mean, if I was an older buck trying to stay away from hunters and stay alive, this would be knowing that this is here now and this looks like this in these cattails, this is exactly where I would be. It's almost impossible to sneak in here and not have something hear you. Just the grass, like when you're walking through these cattail reeds, it's impossible not to make noise. Just making another mental note, definitely have to wait for a kind of a wetter day, maybe a cold, dreary, wet day to hunt some of this stuff. It's just too noisy in between sloshing around in your boots and making all kind of foot noise, and then the breaking of these reeds when you get in here. So gonna have to pick my sits kind of wisely in here. So taking the same trail now back out of those cattails where this buck is coming out of his bed, and looking for a good tree that I can get decently close but still have him not be able to hear me coming in, which, as you can hear, gonna have to be super duper quiet in here. Really take my time getting in. Just looking around here, something I could get a lone wolf into. Really, this tree here is a good option. Somewhere up around that branch off to the right. Have decent shooting lanes in here. Can't cut anything because it's public land. Probably wouldn't want to cut anything anyway. Gonna do some more walking around the transition line here. You can see the transition line I'm on it right now between the woods and the cattails out there. This is a pretty interesting find here back behind me. Kind of approaching this cautiously because I have no idea how close I can safely get to this, but this is a swarm of honeybees up in this tree. I've never seen that before. Alright, so I'm definitely going to add this spot to my onX maps. There's a really, really nice trail right along the transition line here. It's really just fresh and pounded down. A lot of nice sized tracks in there, so I'm going to try and find a tree in here and mark it on onX and maybe come back around opening day. Good looking spot.